Hey guys, I wanted to make a video to take some time to go over my thoughts about the new Jorvuld's guidance set. Not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but it's all good. It's currently available on the PTS for the Dragon Bones DLC. Obviously, the set may be modified before it's released with the patch, so this video is just giving my thoughts on the set as it stands right now. First of all, I think the set is super cool. I was super excited when I saw it because it's been a really long time since healers have gotten some good new stuff to play with. On a PvE Templar healer, the main thing that this set will buff is the length of your Warhorn. It also buffs the length of your combat prayer if you run the set on both bars or just your resto. With the 5-piece set active, your Warhorn buff will last 42 seconds, and the major force part of this ability will last 13 seconds. This may seem like a small difference, but it's actually pretty significant. Assuming this set isn't nerfed into the ground, which they said on ESO Live they may be making changes to it, but my fingers are crossed that they won't, hopefully. If they don't change it too much, then I think it will become pretty standard for both healers in a raid group to run this set in places where mending aren't needed. It could easily replace Worms, since right now there are often fewer Magicka DPS in raids than Stam, although the set is pretty dependent on where Magicka DPS ends up for next patch, so this is all kind of tentative. Mending is still needed in a few places, but in the places you don't need or want mending, both healers could be running an SPC plus Jorvuld setup. The way I was thinking about setting this up was to keep running an Asylum Resto on my front bar and run a Jorvuld's Lightning Staff on my back bar, just put Horn on my back bar. This way I can run a 1-piece Monster Helm like Dummy House and get a stat bonus. Now this would make it so I only have the buff duration increase on my back bar, but Warhorn is really the only ability on a Templar healer where this matters. Having an increase in your combat prayer is nice, but it isn't entirely necessary. You could also drop your Asylum Resto or Master Resto, whatever you're running on your front bar, and replace it with an SPC staff and run a 2-piece Monster Helm in some places, which is a neat option to have. Just having a buff to Warhorn is enough to make it worth running in my opinion, and with the testing I've done, it's pretty nice. The set will also be nice on Warden healers since they provide a lot of major minor buffs with their abilities. That's really all I have to say about this. I hope they choose to not nerf the set too much since it will be a really nice addition to healing PvE. If you haven't gotten a chance to play around with the set yet, I recommend going onto the PTS to try it out and see how you like it. As for the other PTS changes, the synergy changes are great. I hope that they go through with those. Much easier to use synergies on the PTS. The off-balance changes are interesting. I'm waiting to see what their final decision on that comes to. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching as always, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask me down below.